Good morning, welcome back to my channel Awesome Learning, and today's topic is pteridophytes. We have already finished with algae and bryophytes. Now we are going to discuss about pteridophytes. So children, pteridophyte, these include horsetails and ferns. As in bryophytes, there were two categories, leverots and mosses. Here in pteridophytes, there are two categories, horsetails and ferns. So they are found in cool, damp, shady places. Some flourish well in sandy soil conditions. Evolutionarily, that means if we look back and if we try to look at the connections, they are first terrestrial plants to possess vascular tissues, that is xylem and phloem. That means, as earlier we have studied, algae do not have true root, stem and leaves. Similarly, bryophytes also do not have true roots, stems and leaves. But pteridophytes are the category which have true roots, true stem, true leaves and well developed vascular system, that is, they possess xylem and phloem. We all know xylem is the tissue, complex tissue, which is responsible for transportation of water and minerals from the soil through roots to various parts of the plant, that is to leaves especially, so that they can perform photosynthesis. And phloem are also a part of complex tissue which are responsible for the distribution of prepared food from leaves to various parts of the plant. So these are more complex than algae and bryophytes because they have true roots, stem and leaves, and they also have vascular tissues, well developed vascular tissues. Now, as in pteridophytes, you see here, these are the various types of pteridophytes they have shown. In bryophytes, the dominant phase is gametophyte. Now, if you remember, let me take you back a little bit back where you could have seen this. This was a bryophyte, and I taught you that the main plant body in a bryophyte is a gametophyte. The main plant body is a gametophyte, that is haploid, and that gametophyte possesses a sporophyte. Okay, gametophyte possesses a sporophyte which is diploid, that is 2n. This was about bryophytes. Now let's see what this in pteridophytes. So again I'll repeat, in bryophytes the dominant phase is gametophyte. In pteridophytes the dominant phase, that is the main plant body, is a sporophyte, just the opposite. So it's easy. Okay, in bryophytes the main plant body was a gametophyte, that means haploid. The main plant body was haploid. But in pteridophytes the main plant body is a sporophyte, that is, it is diploid. It is differentiated into true root, stem and leaves, as I already told you. These organs have well differentiated vascular tissue. This was also told you just now. The leaves in pteridophyte are small, and if they are small, they are called microphylls, small ones, as in the case of Selaginella. This is an example. Or they can be large, that is macrophylls, as in the ferns. So this is Selaginella. The leaves are very small. They have microphylls, but here in fern the leaves are large, so they are also known as macrophylls. Next, they are used for medicinal purposes. They are used as soil binders because they bind with the soil, the roots, because they have true roots, and the roots bind with the soil and help to prevent erosion. They are grown as ornamental plants. They look very beautiful, so they are grown as ornamental plants. These are the ornamental plants. They have given you the example, and these are the medicinal values. They have medicinal values. Now let's see the reproduction part of pteridophytes. As I told you that the main plant body in pteridophytes are sporophytes. Okay, the sporophyte is the main plant body. So the sporophyte bears sporangia. This is sporangia. You can see. This is the main plant body, the sporophyte. Okay, this is the leaf. Okay, now adult sporophyte is 2n. As I told you, sporophytes are always diploid, so it is 2n. Okay, now the sporophytes, now they have just enlarged one figure for you. You see, they have sporophylls and they are enlarged. So sporophytes possess sporangia, that is sporangium. Now this is the immature sporangium they have just shown. And inside that sporangia, you can see there are sporogenous tissue. They are also 2n. Because याद रखो बच्चों कि sporophyte is 2n, that is diploid. So whatever is beard, जो भी sporophyte के साथ related है, that everything will be 2n. You see the sporophyte is diploid, the sporangium is diploid, the cells inside the sporangium are also diploid. So they are subtended. The sporangia are subtended by leaf-like appendages which are called sporophyll. आपको ये leaf-like appendages लग रहा है, but they are sporophyll. Okay. Now, in some cases, sporophylls form distinct compact structure. Sometimes these sporophyll they form distinct, मतलब अलग, बाकियों से कुछ अलग हो जाता है, और एक compact मतलब बड़ा closely और एक compact structure बन जाता है, which is called strobili. They are also known as cones. These are strobili. ये देखो बाकी leaves बिल्कुल अलग है, but जो ऊपर आकर compact structure बन जाता है, that is strobili. Here also you can see, also known as cones, as in the example of Selaginella they have shown, and Equisetum. They have given you the examples. Now, sporangia. I told you here, this is sporangia. They have enlarged one sporangia for you. So this is sporangia, and inside the sporangia there is sporogenous tissue. Sporangia is also diploid. Sporogenous tissue is also diploid. Now let's see here. Sporangia produce spores. Now of course sporangia is 2n. Okay, sporangia is 2n and they produce spores, and spores are always n, that is haploid. तो अगर 2n से n spores बने हैं, तो that means there will be a division, and that division is meiosis. So where will this meiosis occur? Meiosis will occur in spore mother cell. देखो, spore is the ultimate result. Spore is the baby. और स्पोर जो है दैट इज ऑलवेज एन, बट ये जो बेबी की मदर है, स्पोर मदर सेल, जिस सेल में से ये स्पोर निकला है, दैट स्पोर मदर सेल इज डिप्लॉयड, दैट इज 2n. और जब स्पोर मदर सेल में मियोसिस होता है, व्हाट इज द रिजल्ट वी आर गेटिंग? वी आर गेटिंग स्पोर्स. द स्पोर्स जर्मिनेट, जहां पे भी ये गिरेंगे, they will land and they will germinate to give inconspicuous, मतलब कुछ अजीब सा, मतलब you cannot differentiate, inconspicuous, very small but multicellular, free living, mostly photosynthetic thalloid gametophytes called prothallus. अब एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है यहाँ पर बच्चों, आपने देखा था कि ब्रायोफाइट्स में जो मेन प्लांट बॉडी वाज गेमेटोफाइट, और इससे जो स्पोर्स डेवलप हो रहे थे, स्पोरोफाइट, दैट वाज अटैच्ड टू द मेन प्लांट बॉडी. बट यहाँ पर इट्स टोटली डिफरेंट इन टेरिडोफाइट्स. हियर व्हाट दे से इज दैट द स्पोर्स, ये जो मियोसिस के बाद जो स्पोर्स हैं, wherever they will fall, they will germinate and they will give rise to inconspicuous, that is not differentiated. ठीक है, inconspicuous, very small but multicellular structure, and free living, that means this is not attached to the main plant body. मतलब स्पोरोफाइट के साथ वो अटैच्ड नहीं है. मोस्टली फोटोसिंथेटिक, थैलस लाइक, इनकॉन्स्पिक्यूअस है यानी डिफरेंशिएटेड नहीं है तो थैलस लाइक ही है. एंड दैट थिंग or that new developed structure is called gametophyte. It is the gametophyte and we call it as prothallus. Now this is the prothallus of fern. See, लेकिन fern कैसा दिखता है? फर्न कैसा दिखता है? आपने देखा ना ऊपर फर्न्स, राइट? ऐसे दिखते हैं फर्न्स. ये स्पोरोफाइट है, ये मेन प्लांट बॉडी है. दिस इज स्पोरोफाइट. ओके, लेकिन जब इसी मेन प्लांट बॉडी का गेमेटोफाइट बनता है देन इट अपीयर्स लाइक दिस. तो यहाँ पर आप इनकॉन्स्पिक्यूअस है, यू कांट डिफरेंशिएट विच इज द रूट, विच इज द स्टेम, विच इज द लीफ एंड वॉट एवर इट इज. सो इट इज थैलस लाइक, it is green, so it is photosynthetic, तभी वो अकेला survive कर पा रहा है ना. And it is not attached to the main plant body and it is known as prothallus. Now you see children, prothallus requires cool, damp, shady places to grow. Of course, comfortable environment. Also, it needs water for fertilization. Now the prothallus is gametophyte. And gametophyte means haploid, that is it will develop gametes. So fertilization, अब gametes की बात हो रही है तो of course fertilization होना है, और अगर gametes है और fertilization होना है तो कोई ना कोई medium तो चाहिए ना gametes को आपस में मिलने के लिए. तो the medium here is water. Okay, so the spread of pteridophyte is limited, okay, and restricted to narrow geographical regions. अब ये एक चीज है कि why pteridophytes are not spread out everywhere. The reason is pteridophytes वहीं रह सकते हैं जहां उनको water या ऐसा geographical area है मिले जहां land हो और land के पास water हो, because for fertilization they are dependent on water. ये 1 मार्क का या 2 मार्क का क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. The gametophytes or the prothallus bear male and female sex organ, of course, क्योंकि वो gametophyte है. Gametophyte means what? A part, an organ which bears gametes. तो अगर gametes bear करता है तो दोनों gametes होंगे, male and female sex organ होगा. तो male sex organ is antheridium. You can see here, this is antheridium. Okay, ये prothallus का structure है. This is antheridium and female sex organ is archegonium, as they have shown here in the diagram. This is archegonium, female sex organ. This is antheridium here. Okay, now because we have both male and female parts, water is needed for the transfer of anthrazoids. Now what are anthrazoids? अगर male part है antheridium तो antheridium के अंदर anthrazoids होंगे. That is male gamete होगा. Anthrazoids are male gamete which are beared or which are placed in antheridium, and उनका काम है anthrazoids को या male gametes को female gamete तक पहुंचना है. And who will help in this transfer? Water will help in this transfer. Anthrazoids, when they reach to the mouth of archegonium, archegonium is the part which bears female gamete. So as soon as it reaches the mouth of archegonium, it fuses with the egg in the archegonium. Fusion कहाँ हो रहा है? Archegonium के अंदर fusion हो रहा है to form zygote. यानी फिर से diploid बन गया ना? N plus N becomes 2N zygote. Now this zygote will develop into a multicellular well developed sporophyte. फिर से बन गया sporophyte, देख लो 2N. तो लाइफ साइकिल जहां से शुरू हुई थी वहीं पर आके खत्म हो रही है. ठीक है, अंडरस्टूड? आई होप the life cycle is very much clear to you. Now most of the pteridophytes produce similar kinds of spores. Homosporous हैं, एक जैसे spores हैं. Okay, अदर प्रोड्यूस टू काइंड्स ऑफ स्पोर्स, एक है मैक्रो यानी साइज में बड़ा, मेगा बोल सकते हो, एंड दूसरा माइक्रोस्पोर्स। तो ऐसे को हम बोलते हैं हेट्रोस्पोरस। तो ज्यादातर तो होमोस्पोरस हैं, बट फ्यू आर हेट्रोस्पोरस लाइक Selaginella and Salvinia. These are heterosporous. One marker questions can be asked here. Now, megaspores and microspores germinate and give rise to female and male gametophytes respectively. That means mega जहाँ गिरेगा, it will give rise to female gametophyte, और micro जहाँ गिरेगा, it will give rise to male gametophyte. यानी mega, the bigger one, will give rise to female gametophyte, and the smaller ones will give rise to male gametophyte. The female gametophytes are retained on the parent. तो female gametophyte जो है वो parent यानी main plant body से attached है. Female gametophyte जो है वो parent main plant body कौन होता है? Sporophytes होते हैं. वो फीमेल जो है गेमेटोफाइट है, दैट इज अटैच्ड टू द मेन प्लांट बॉडी, दैट इज द स्पोरोफाइट फॉर वेरिएबल पीरियड्स. मतलब डिपेंड नहीं करता है कि पूरा लाइफ टाइम वो अटैच्ड रहेगा, बट फॉर किसी प्लांट में कुछ समय के लिए, किसी प्लांट में थोड़े ज्यादा लंबे समय के लिए, बट इट रिमेन्स अटैच्ड टू द मेन प्लांट बॉडी, दैट इज द स्पोरोफाइट. नाउ विद इन फीमेल गेमेटोफाइट्स zygote develop into young embryos. Of course, क्योंकि हमने बोला ना फ्यूजन हैज अकर्ड, यू सी फ्यूजन हैज अकर्ड इनसाइड द आर्चिगोनियम. ठीक है ना, एग यहाँ बैठा हुआ है, स्पर्म आ रहा है, एंड द गेमीट्स एंटर द आर्चिगोनियम एंड द फ्यूजन टेक्स प्लेस इनसाइड द फीमेल गेमेटोफाइट. तो अगर वहीं पर जाइगोट बना है तो एम्ब्रियो भी वहीं पे डेवलप होगा. So zygote develops into young embryos, and this event is a precursor to the seed habit. यानी ये जो डेवलपमेंट फ्रॉम zygote to embryo है, it is a precursor, मतलब seed formation के पहले का स्टेप है. एंड इट इज कंसिडर्ड एन इम्पॉर्टेंट स्टेप इन एवोल्यूशन. क्योंकि शुरू में क्या होता था, जो ये एक बात याद रखना है आपने कि आपके जो ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं, दे आर डिवाइडेड इनटू टू पार्ट्स, दैट इज प्रिमिटिव एंड एडवांस्ड. Primitive organisms are those organisms which were there on this earth when the life originated on the earth. लेकिन बाद में वही ऑर्गेनिजम्स इवॉल्व होते गए और आज वाले ऑर्गेनिजम्स बने हैं, जो आज के प्लांट्स है, आज के एनिमल्स है, आज का ह्यूमन है, वो आज बने हैं. बट हम जो आज बने हैं, या आज जो इस अर्थ पे जो भी प्लांट्स हैं, जो भी एनिमल्स हैं, वो हमेशा से ऐसे नहीं थे. सो दे हैव इवॉल्व्ड फ्रॉम द प्रिमिटिव वंस. तो ये प्रिकर्सर, ये जो एम्ब्रियो फॉर्मेशन है फ्रॉम जाइगोट, ये प्रिमिटिव वंस का एक प्रोसीजर था जो आज सीड हैबिट में चेंज हो चुका है. ठीक है, तो इट हैज इवॉल्व्ड नाउ. सो दिस इज होल लाइफ साइकिल ऑफ अ टेरिडोफाइट. This is very nice. You can understand the life cycle here, and you can, if you have a very good explanation power and very good English, you can also write down all the steps or the life cycles of pteridophyte from this diagram. This will help you a lot. Okay. Now classes we will be doing in the next video.